I hope you guys are doing okay. Wifeys, today I want us to talk about the wife that reprimands her husband when the husband reprimands the kids or the children. I want us to talk about that. And most of the time, what we tend to do is we reprimand or correct our husbands in front of our children. And what that does is that, first of all, the child starts to lose respect for ubaba because he won't take a word that comes from ubaba because umama is always questioning it. What that does is when dad reprimands, the child starts looking at you to defend him or her. And we forget that we have to always appear as a united front in front of the kids. We have to be a united front. We can't be pulling different directions as parents, you know. So that's the one thing that I realized, that sometimes I think, Mina, honestly, that's what I used to think, that my husband is harsh when it comes to the children, that he's too strict and he's raising boys. So I tend to think that he's too strict, he's way too strict. However, there's a difference between abuse and discipline. Some parents really abuse their children in the name of disciplining them. I believe there are ways, healthier ways, that can discipline ingane. But what I saw this past week is that we were home. My mother lost her mother, so after the funeral I stayed with my mom at her house because my mom stays alone and my grandmother died in her house, in my mother's house. So I didn't want to leave her all by herself after the funeral. So I took the kids. We stayed with my mother for a good 2 weeks. Obviously, my husband had to come back because he had to go to work. And while we were there, guys, let me tell you, these children were playing on our heads. These kids were playing on my mom and I's head. At some point, my mom was like, "Where's your husband?" Now I see why your husband has to be strict to these kids, because they don't listen, you know. Not that they don't listen, they're children, but there you need to be tough. And I know some people will say there are women that are tough. Naturally, we are not that tough or strict or harsh when it comes to children. We are naturals, you know. We are soft, we are warm as women. When you see a woman that is all tough and whatever, that woman had to build a thick skin. They had to learn to be like that. Otherwise, women are we are naturals. We are caregivers, you know. So yeah, I honestly started seeing the need for some of the things that my husband does, even though when he does them, it doesn't feel good. I'm like, oh my God, don't do that. Oh, don't take the phone away. Please give him another chance. Please don't. But, and my husband's no, it's a no. My husband's, I'm taking it, I'm taking it. My husband, I'm spanking you, I'm spanking you. It's not, I'm going to spank you, he spanks, you know. So sometimes I'm like, but I saw the need with these kids needs, really, they need that harshness from a father figure. Because scripture also says that the fathers disciplines their children. I think it's the book of Hebrews, but it was talking about God disciplining us, and it just made an example of the very same way as our earthly fathers disciplines us. God also needs to discipline us as ingane zakhe. It's in Hebrews. I don't remember Hebrew word. So let's be careful not to reprimand our husbands in front of our children, because now the children will start looking at you when the father reprimands, because they expect you to intervene and talk on their behalf. So yeah, let's just be careful.